Together.
Yeah. I don't even know if I'm live. Okay, I think I
It says live, but on my
oh my god.
on my phone it's still showing waiting for
No, there's
9/11
a
day.
delay. Guys,
Okay.
guys, can you see us? Can you see us? I have no idea if we're on. If you can see us, say that you can see me
There
and
we are.
Chaz. They can see you? Alright, Wilson says we can see it. They can see us. What's up, guys? Tuesday night watch talk. It's just me and Chaz tonight. If anybody wants to jump on, you're welcome to. Mr. Legs is not available to stream tonight, so kind of picking up the slack. I have no idea what I'm doing. My first time using StreamYard as an administrator, so bear with me. Tonight, we don't have much on the agenda really, just talking about a couple of things. We have a couple of new releases. And then Fratello had a really great article about the Moon Swatch, so I encourage everybody to go check that out. It's pretty good. Let's see. Okay, you guys can see me. Everybody, chime in what you guys are wearing tonight. I'm wearing my focus, my Bulgari
Nice.
Solo Tempo. Chaz, what do you got on your wrist tonight?
Wearing the Paul side of the moon tonight.
Gray side.
I wore my
Yeah.
I wore my snowflake some today too. I'm on a little work trip on the road, so the only thing I don't have is a good Marcus bathrobe for the stream tonight. My expense account's not that fluffy, but I took 3 watches with me. One of them was the gray side, one was the snowflake, and one was the TVA G-Shock. So
did you see that Tim Masso declared that's going to be his next watch?
well, somebody in our group was telling me about that, and I've heard him talk a lot about the gray side. I hope he picks one up.
He actually like made a declaration. He's like, you can write this date down, time and date down. This is gonna be on my list. This is like, it was at the top of his list. So he's like, I'm gonna get this first. So it's pretty interesting. So you guys will be watch brothers.
Watch bros.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what better endorsement than Tim Masso for a watch? So he's got a lot of clout. So, but it's a great watch. I highly recommend it to everybody.
All right. So just I'm gonna take a peek in who's here. I mean, I'm surprised there's 12 people on here. Honest, I'm gonna be honest, because there was no advance notice, and I see some people that are in a Discord that I expect, but there's people in here that are not in our Discord, which I'm very shocked by. But we're gonna try to entertain you tonight a little bit at least. So yeah, keep coming in with what you guys are wearing tonight. Let's see. So let's go over some new releases. So I don't even know how to share screen. Let's see. Okay. Share screen. Is that it? Or slides? A window. Here we go. Chrome tab. I like this. Okay. Got it. Figured it out. Wow.
Nice.
Okay. Is it working? Oh, you guys can see it even too. Sweet.
You the man.
All right. All right. So this is a new one. Was announced today. It's a collaboration with the Naked Watchmaker and Frederic Constant. It's a take on their slimline perpetual calendar. So they opened it up the subdials a little bit so that are not centrally located like the Slimline. I think it looks a little bit
Hmm.
better, a little bit more balanced as far as where the subdials are placed. Uh, what was your initial thought about this one, Chaz?
Well, this is the first I've been. I haven't really kept up with what's going on the last couple of days, so this is the first I'm seeing
Okay,
it.
so
It's
this is your first initial reaction then.
yeah. You getting my visceral gut reaction. Um,
Yeah,
it's you know most skeletonized type watches. I'm not really drawn toward. But
yeah.
uh, this is better than most. Um, I like a lot of it. I mean, it looks like it's very well done. I don't know much about the quality of FC. We joke a lot about Freddie C. But you know, what's the price on this one?
10 grand.
Looky here, looky here.
Hey guys.
We got it. We got
Hey
another one.
Jim,
Oh man, I'm glad I
we
have some
we
backup.
finally got it.
If I had to do this solo,
We
it'd be a nightmare. What do you got on wrist
we
tonight?
finally got a ringer in here now.
I got my sub.
Oh,
Nice sub.
the
All
the
right.
yubby.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're just talking about this new Frederic Constant that came out. It's limited to I think 100 pieces. Did you get a chance to look at this yet?
I did. I honestly thought it was and I hate to say it, like when I saw the dial, I thought it was some Vacheron. And then I'm like, oh, temper expectations. I mean, this is me without even, like knowing what movement it has or, like anything. Um, Colin's comment is really funny, but
Yeah.
uh, we don't, like the backup team is trying to fill up. So
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not really keen on these colors. The brown and blue kind of is not for me, but I like that this exists. I think the layout's way nicer than their other perpetual calendars because it's a little bit harder to read. And they did add some cool things, like for instance, I don't think I've seen somebody implement this way. Let me see if I could zoom in here. So I don't know. Can you guys see my pointer? No. No, you can't.
yes, I can.
You
Yeah,
can't.
yeah.
You can't see my pointer. Okay, so in this window over here, this is obviously your months. So January, the dots are your even months. So it's January, February, March, April, and then I don't know why they were at 5. I guess they just didn't have room, to write the abbreviated month. But a
They were
nice thing that
drunk. They
a
were
nice thing that
drunk.
they actually did was they hid the leap year. So if you look at the dial, you can't really see a leap year indicator. But if you look at this white dot, which is supposed to be February, that is your leap year indicator. So it's going to turn red on your leap years. So that I thought that was kind of
Ah,
cool. I
yeah.
haven't really seen that implementation in another perpetual calendar. So that's kind of cool because a lot of times it's just like a white or red dot just randomly placed somewhere. It's like kind of hidden. It just looks like a random white dot, like the other even months. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah, I mean, 100. Do you think these will sell out quickly? I don't know.
I don't think anything with Freddy C sells out quickly, but
Yeah.
it's an
So
experiment, right?
so the deal is, I don't think this page is public. It's like it's spread between like friends and family are can have access to it. So I could anybody can see it, but if you go to the Frederic Constant website, it's not available. So you only know about this if someone sends it to you. And they're only taking pre-orders till July 5th. So they're hoping they can sell out 100 in the 2 weeks.
What is the price point on this watch?
10 grand. 10 grand.
Not bad. I mean,
Yeah.
for a perpetual calendar.
Yeah. I mean, I I don't think it's a bad looking watch. The colors are just not my thing. The brown, blue, and the gold doesn't really. It's not my thing, and I'm not the type of person who would buy any perpetual calendar. But the one thing that I kind of got vibes on, like, I had kind of like a MBNF kind of vibe to it, a little bit. It's like if you can't afford a legacy machine perpetual, kind of similar-ish look. I don't know.
It's okay.
Let's
That's all I
see.
can say.
What's that pyramid on the that little pyramid on that last picture? Is that the? I
That's
was
your
wanting to ask
pointer.
Colin and Rick. Oh, was that the pointer?
Yeah. That's the Illuminati, right?
Yeah, I thought that was Colin and Rick could tell us that's the Illuminati.
Illuminati.
Illuminati edition. We need our resident Freddie C expert, Amin. His take on this.
Yeah. So I think I spoke to him earlier, and
Yeah.
he said he was just, it didn't really interest him that much. He likes that it exists, but it's not something he would buy.
Right.
Yeah, that's where I'm at too. I mean, I'm glad it exists. I hope there's 100 people scooping it up. I don't know how like how they can keep it a secret and then hope that it sells out. It's like buying a secret price of 200 and hoping that somebody buys it. It's not hard to begin with, right?
I mean, I guess they're thinking that you have the inside track. It's like kind of like a, you're in the cool kids table. I guess that's what they're trying to do. I don't know. I hope it does well.
All the cool kids wear something which they can flex. Oh, what? I'm flexing my Freddie C. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go away.
Yeah. So I saw that
Frederic
Constant did publish a video with the two. I forget their names now. Oh, Speak Marin. Yeah. So there's two writers. There's a watchmaker and writer that have like an educational website, and those are the guys from Naked Watchmaker.
Mm-hmm.
And if you ever go to their website, it's actually an incredible resource. You can download a lot of their work for free. They take watches and then take apart every single part and photograph really high resolution every single part, how everything works, how everything meshes. So you can actually learn a lot just by going through their website. Yeah, I mean, they already said that they have plans to do collaborations with other brands. I think that's cool. Yeah, and I hope that does well because I do like the Naked Watchmaker, and probably Frederic Constant's probably a little bit underrated. Nobody really talks about them. It's not a popular brand, so I wish they do good. Okay, let's see. Let's see. What's going on? All right, so then another one that came out today. I don't even know how to pronounce this brand. Let's see, where do I go? Yeah.
Just channel your inner Bobby Legs, and you'll get close with your pronunciation there. When you try to pronounce this, just channel your inner Bobby Legs.
Okay, can you guys see this watch, La Ventura?
Oh yeah.
All right. La Ventura Automobile, I guess. I don't know. Any thoughts on this one, guys?
Pass at that price. What's it? 8,300 euros? Like
8,200.
Yeah. No, I mean it. Like I think I did not know a lot about this brand till my friend mentioned it to me, and it seems that they do have some serious backing in terms of finances. and they seem to have caught the imagination of pretty much everybody in the Middle East. That's the reason why, like, they do these limited runs, 100 pieces, 200 pieces, whatever it is, and it sells out. Now,
Yeah.
as far as I remember, this movement is apparent, like a brand new movement done with the help of Chronode. I mean, it's an okay looking movement, kind of like a Oris Caliber 400. If you look at it, it's an industrial looking movement, but does it, like, does it warrant that $8,000 price tag for that watch? I don't know. I don't think
I'm
it is, but again, like, I'm not a target audience. I'm sure it has sold out. I saw many people on Instagram complaining about it. So there is interest, just not from
yeah.
me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of people were complaining that they couldn't buy it, and then a lot of people were saying, "Oh, it was sold out before you guys even posted it." Because I mean, like, it was 99 pieces, and people were like saying I was on there, like, it sold out in 7 seconds. So they're like, "What's going on? It's fishy something fishy going on." Um, yeah, I mean, I'm surprised that these sold out in 7 seconds. You need to have 100 people who want you know, my initial reaction was when I saw this was if Paul Newman had sex with the Nautilus, because like the subdial fonts and the indices kind of like the Art Deco Newman, and then the case and the bracelet is kind of Nautilus like. So, I mean, that was my gut reaction.
Yeah, my thing, it looked like a mishmash, just kind of like several different watches kind of pieced together. That's what my
Yeah, I
first
mean,
impressions are.
a lot of people do that though.
Yeah, yeah.
Colin doesn't like it. What else? Yeah, I mean, Sanjay. Yeah, I mean, good for them. They sold out. They made a bunch of money.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of like a box standard Daytona, but the Paul Newman Daytona does nothing for me.
Oh
Now
no.
I have very set requirements for what a chronograph should look like for me.
Hmm.
I think the subdials are too far apart, like kind of like cross-eyed, but in the other direction. I'm like, so I don't like that. For me, the symmetry is off. Like, to me, the perfect chronograph would be something like a Navitimer or a Omega Speedmaster. Um, Even the Zenith I have, the A384, that's good enough, but the A386 kind of annoys me. But what do I need phone books for, Wilson?
He's wanting you to get up above
You know, just sit up.
Okay.
yeah.
I'm slouching, but it's 9:20 in the night. I'm like, this is the perfect time to slouch. Okay,
I got
I
you.
think this should be better.
All right, so then what was it? Another thing I wanted to share. So we have our kind of first look at what the Sprite is selling for. On Loop This one just ended, I think yesterday or today. It was earlier today. 35,000 plus buyer's premium,
Oh, man.
which I think is
38.5.
yeah. So I think
38.5.
Loop This is 10%.
Mhm.
So it'd be 3,500 premium on top of it. I don't know. I thought it was gonna be higher than that because I saw other people asking more, but
I've been following this watch just because my friend has one,
Mhm.
and I still don't get the appeal for this watch. Honestly, like a Bad Girl or a Pepsi on Jubilee, to me at least, is a much better watch. I mean, this colorway doesn't speak to me. Um, I think it started at close to 60 grand, especially in the dealer groups. Now
Right,
I don't know if they were like end clients buying the watch. You never know.
right, right,
Dealers try to game the system by like buying between themselves,
right.
pricing it higher. But it has come down in price. I saw one posted in one of the dealer groups I'm in, like the one with the oyster bracelet for 33.5
Mhm.
hasn't sold yet, despite
A Sprite.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh
30
okay.
33,450 on an oyster
Oh,
bracelet, not on the
yeah,
Jubilee.
yeah. Right.
Uh,
Yeah. I mean, I before I jumped on like Chrono 24, and I saw that these were a little bit more. But yeah, I mean, uh, I think the appeal of this is just that it's new. You know, if you get you know, old Pepsi or an old Batman, it looks the same as a new Pepsi or a new Batman. No one's really gonna notice unless you're like a
yeah, it's a new
super
novelty
super
from
nerd.
Rolex,
Right.
right?
It's
So
brand new. Like even if you wear like a old, the first generation Kermit, people who don't really know, they don't know if that's a new watch or whatever. But if you're kind of plugged into the watch world and you see this, you're like, that's brand new. Um,
that's
so
either a
I
heavy hitter or somebody who spent a lot on jewelry or somebody who just bought it green.
yeah, you're just kind of bragging that you're the first one who got it.
Mhm.
That's all it really is. I mean, I never liked this one anyway. I think the orientation of the date window is what really threw me off because I saw someone else mention that, and I photoshopped the date window at the 3 o'clock, and I think it balances way better. But I know why they say they don't. They put the date window at 9. I mean, for me, for my eye, it just looks odd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have anything else on the agenda. Um, let's see. Where's the
I think the best release for this week, at least, has been the Laurent Ferrier Traveler in
the
that
green one?
in that greenish dial.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
one really spoke to me. I mean, I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of green,
Mhm.
but I'm assuming it's gonna be above 30 grand easy because it's a Laurent Ferrier. But it's a pleasing sort of green. Like you look at it,
Yeah.
it doesn't strike you at first, and then slowly and steadily you realize that, oh, you know what, I like that green a lot. you know it's kind of like a moss green color. I think if you want to pull it up, it's on Monochrome watches, maybe,
Monochrome.
or was
Let
it
me see.
Hodinkee?
I know a couple people covered it.
Oh,
Um,
okay. It's I just pulled it up. 62,000 Swiss francs after taxes. Sorry, before tax. So quite a lot
yeah,
more expensive.
Mm.
yeah. Let me pull it up. I got it over here. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, all of Laurent Ferrier stuff is kind of expensive, though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, looking at this price, the 300 or is it a 300 or is it a small seconds? Rick has one. I just can't remember which one it is. That seems like a bargain now because this is 62,000 Swiss francs, which is going to be more on in US dollars.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I don't like about this is like I just don't need a dual time. So to me, I would just be confused if it's you know the left or the right is the date, like date window. I mean, I don't know.
It's a little
Chaz, do you like
small
this
too,
one?
isn't it?
Yeah, I mean,
You
it's nothing
know,
dressy. Yeah,
yeah, I'm sure if you, I mean, the finishing on it is probably exquisite. It I think somebody else mentioned it registers a little bit on a little too dressy for me. Let's put it that way.
yeah,
But
it's not my style.
I'm sure it's a beautiful, yeah, I'm sure it's a beautiful watch. Well
Yeah.
done. The finishing's probably superb, but it doesn't appeal to me. If somebody's really drawn to that style of watch, I can see the appeal. But it doesn't it doesn't ring for me. It doesn't do anything for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Of course,
high
it's out
polished
of my
titanium too.
league.
It's high polished titanium because I thought it was steel at first, but then I
Yeah,
realized now it's titanium, and it's not a small watch. It's a 41 millimeter case.
Well, that's not bad.
Oh my god. He's too much. He's too much.
Prostitute hair product. Do they get that from the dollar store?
Oh my god. Oh my. I had one time when I was younger, outside of Baltimore. Was it Baltimore or DC? It was either Baltimore or DC, and there's a car full of guys coming back up to New York, and we were just dead tired. So we just whatever the first motel we saw, we stopped by, and it was the worst one. It's one of these places that they charge by the hour.
Oh,
You know?
okay.
Oh man.
Fancy.
Oh my god. Yeah. So, but we were all just exhausted. We're like, we don't want to drive anymore. We were just gonna go. We get in there, and the room looks like the door has been kicked in at least 10 times. Like, it's so ridiculous. And everything looks like if we had a black light in there, it would be just disgusting. Everybody slept in their clothes, like everybody just slept like a mummy, like this. They don't want to touch anything. It was so bad. So I'm sure, Chaz, you're not in that bad of a place if compared to
No,
that.
it's
That was
actually
the worst.
it's actually a pretty nice spot. It's there wasn't a good place to have it set up here, so it's last minute. So
Yeah.
I
appreciate
didn't bring
it.
my green screen with me either.
Yeah, I appreciate it. It was last minute, I didn't think I was
the burning
gonna
question though, Dan. The burning question tonight, really, I think it's on everybody's mind here. What has happened to Dib's beard?
Oh,
yeah.
I shaved it off.
I'm looking. Of course, it'll be back.
Got a
by
baby
midnight,
face.
but it's still.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah, this is the
clean
5 o'clock
shaven beard.
shadow after a day. So
Is this your summer shave or how long
I don't think
how long
I'll-
you going to go?
I think I'll probably shave again in August, or completely. To
Well,
Justin's
you'll look like
point,
Duck Dynasty. You look like Duck Dynasty if you wait till August. You'll have one of these Gandalf beards by then. So
oh no, I can't do a soul patch, Justin. Sorry. Whenever I see somebody with a soul patch, it just boils my blood. Especially most of like many of my friends back in India have soul patches. But they think that's cool, but they're 30 plus with a paunch. No, it doesn't look cool anymore. This looks weird.
So, Dib, I know you have that 33 millimeter gold color Seiko, which is a high accuracy quartz.
Mhm.
Is that your only quartz piece right now?
Yes, it is.
It is. I think Chaz, you have the tuna. Is that your only quartz piece?
I've got let's see outside of like
Not including G-Shocks. Not including
yeah.
G-Shocks.
Right now it is. I've got the two
Mm.
tunas. Those are the only
That's right. You got
quartz
two.
I have right now. Yeah. But I'm probably going to get rid of the junior. Keep the big boy.
Yeah, I mean, you should talk to Amin. I think he might buy that.
That tuna
Yeah.
junior.
Yeah, I mean,
I think
just you got to infect him. Like.
Well,
like it did
like
you.
you told me when I was looking at that when you said go big or go home, and I thought I was going to be happy with the little tuna, but once you see that 1,000-meter tuna, you're hooked.
Mm-hmm.
You're hooked.
That's
a neat watch. The one Rick's talking about.
Yeah, I kind of really like it too. I just think I pull it up. I think it was like a couple days ago. So it
The
might be
rose
hard.
gold one is the one I'd choose. Without the fancy holes in the platinum case. That is so elegant. Like honestly, I like my dress watches without lume. I'm kind of a traditional person that way when it comes to dress watches. What's the point of lume on a dress watch? You know,
So this
yeah.
is it.
Look at that.
This is
Perfect.
this is a new movement for them too, I believe, right?
hmm
So
it's so
yeah, I mean,
underrated, and
yeah.
I think the good thing is Glasuta doesn't share their movement with anyone.
Mm,
Like that is something you don't see every day, especially because yeah, it's part of the Swatch group, right? So I'm still surprised that that hasn't been done. So that's good that they have been left alone, you know,
right.
to do what they do best.
Yeah, I agree with you. I like the gold better because I'm not really a skeleton fan. Um, but these are not cheap, right? Because they're both precious metal.
hmm
Yeah, I love the way they do that. So that's just I think everybody. I've never owned a Geo, but all my friends who have one say they're always more impressed with them in person than they thought they would be. The finishing is
Mm,
just really nice. I think it represents a great value, even though these are kind of pricey, being precious metal. But um, I think they're in the league with some watches, and in that league, I think you've got.
mm.
I think they're very underrated. I really do.
Yeah, so this is a new way to display the month. Um,
Yeah.
if you look at this arc from the 3 o'clock to the 6 o'clock, it's dated. It's numbered 1 through 12, and there's um, like a black line that jumps between months to highlight the month that you're in. It's nice. I mean, it's a simple way to display the month. I mean, it's great. I think it
And
would
I
be
think
cool
it
to
helps
have
build.
like a. It would have been cool to have like a day of the week also, maybe somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe another arc from the 12 to the 3 o'clock or something. You know, but then the watch
Hmm.
starts getting really thick. Gets really thick. So I don't know.
Hmm.
That might not look so good. Oh, Dib
I like
Dib fell out.
the balance that brings to the dial. I really do.
Yeah, because otherwise it was like a lot of empty space, right?
Right. And I love a good moon phase.
I does nothing for me. I mean, if I need to know what the moon looks like, I just look out the window. I don't know. I don't know.
Did we lose Dib?
Yeah, he had a call.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now that you've had the tunas for a little while, do you see yourself getting more quartz? Because um, I have a couple and I want more just because it's just so convenient.
Yeah. Yeah. I love. I guess most of us have gone through that journey. I remember when I was first getting into watches, you know, it it didn't occur to me that I didn't really stop to think about the movements as much. And but one of the things I wanted was a mechanical movement. Um,
Yeah,
that's kind of what. And so I went down that road, and you start out just getting the basic stuff, and you learn more about it, and you want more. You know, you start to appreciate more things about those mechanical movements, and you start understanding more about them. But I can't, I'm not going to get up into the high horology just because that's not in my budget.
yeah.
But you can explore some really great high accuracy quartz movements. You can get really high up that ladder and still be somewhat affordable.
Mm.
So I think that's one thing that's fun about it. You can get some really good watches. Whether you're talking about the new chickens, the Citizen high
Yeah.
accuracy stuff that some of our friends have gotten, or the Grand Seiko route, or other makers. I really do think there's something about the convenience of it, the precision of those movements, the accuracy. Um, it's not your typical out of the box quartz. These are
Yeah.
very complicated movements, and I've learned to appreciate them more. And the convenience factor is, there's no doubt about it. Picking
Yeah.
up a watch and not having to worry about setting it, especially those that have perpetual calendar features. I mean, you don't even have to adjust for the date.
Yeah.
So there's a lot to like about it. I know some people are purists and they want to stick to mechanical watches, but I'm becoming a bigger fan as I go along.
See, but the thing is that the whole mechanical watches are superior is just really it's marketing from all the brands to make us buy into that nostalgia and that aura of artisan, and it's this is technology that's hundreds of years old. That's the only way they could sell the watch, because otherwise everybody was just like, well, this $20 quartz thing keeps better time, like why should I buy that?
Right. Right.
I mean, I'm not saying that quartz is superior. It is different. There's always different levels of quality. The nice thing about the tunas that you and I have, all of them hit the marks dead on every single time. A lot of the cheaper ones don't. Even just like the whole in-house thing, I think it's just all marketing from the brands, because they had to differentiate themselves from these new smaller brands that are popping up. They're like, well, how do we differentiate ourselves? He's like, oh well, we're all in-house. We make everything. It's kind of like they're bragging, but at this at the same time, it's like it's and if you repeat it enough times, you start to believe it. If everybody in the industry is saying, oh well, we're in-house, da, 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 and then after a couple of decades, people are saying, oh well, that's just a ETA movement. Well, up until pretty recently, everybody was doing that. We're sharing parts. So
right.
I don't really buy into it. So Kevin, thank you for joining. He says, I wish they could make better batteries, give us a good sweep. So I think what sweeps? The Bulova, right? Their new Space View sweeps. They also have an ultra high frequency that does a nice sweep. To me, that's not a deal breaker. I don't know, like just like how I like a Deadbeats mechanical watch, even though it looks like it's a quartz. That's not a deal breaker for me. I don't need a sweep. I do hate when a second hand doesn't hit the marker. That drives me crazy. Like, I have a cheap Citizen that it doesn't hit any of the markers. It drives me nuts.
Yeah, and that would, I enjoyed the sweep. That's one reason I love Spring Drive. I love that sweep, the mechanical movement. But there's something about the precision of that real high accuracy quartz hitting the marks, that's also very appealing to me.
Yeah.
The accuracy of this thing, the Grand Seiko high accuracy quartz I had, the whole time I had it, it didn't vary 1 second. It stayed true, and so far my tuna has not varied. It's very accurate as well, even though it's not rated to 5 seconds or less a year, but it's still right on the money. And there's something about that too. A lot of times I need a watch that I know exactly what time it is,
Right.
If I need a very, very accurate watch, there's times I have to be at a place at a certain time. I got to be, something starts at this time and I got to know.
Right. Right.
There's a time and place for that. And I think every collection should have at least one. That's just my opinion. I think it represents a lot of. I wouldn't want exclusively quartz movements or high accuracy or not, but I am warming up to them a lot more.
I think I could do exclusively quartz as long as it hit the marks. It would, because that irks me. Yeah, for whatever reason, or if it was sweeping, then it doesn't really matter because it's constantly moving.
It's interesting to see what the technology does too. One good thing, if people like thin watches, you can make those quartz movements a lot thinner. So there's. It'd be interesting to see where groups go. I mean, the whole backlash from the quartz crisis.
Right.
You got some people that are still a little salty over all of that and the pushback from that. But I've seen more and more brands seemingly experimenting and go in that direction, and I'm interested to see where Citizen goes.
It was brilliant marketing by all the other Swiss brands that were doing mechanical watches. They're like, oh yeah, the quartz watches are cheap. This is built by artisans. It was brilliant, and to keep drilling it for years and years and years, that was brilliant marketing. Honestly, yeah, but even there's not that many brands doing quartz now, right? I don't think Omega does any more analog quartz except for their X33. What are you laughing at, Bobby?
Yeah, he's given it to me for Bama owning the Vols for so many years. I have nothing to say. I can't talk any smack. I've got no smack yet, but I do feel like we're on the rise. So. That's a good
Kevin
point, James.
mentioning. Yeah, there is some American companies selling quartz, but I don't think they hit the markers on all of them. But I think that AmeriQuartz has a pretty good battery life. I think it's like 7 years on a battery, which is pretty good. I think if you have a cheaper quartz that doesn't hit the markers, I would just rather not have a second hand. Just give me two hands. I won't even know. I won't even know that it doesn't hit the markers, as long as it's still decently accurate. Yeah.
Isn't that Cartier tank, a solar tank, very popular? I mean, what I've heard is they can't keep them in. You can't.
It's not that they can't keep. It's not that they can't keep them in. It's that they're not making them.
Okay.
I've heard a lot of dealers say that they've never even seen one, and it's been like 2 years. I think they're slowly starting to trickle into dealers now. Our favorite YouTuber, You're Terrific, got one recently. I think he just dropped a video either today or yesterday about the new solar tank. I mean, I think I would totally rock one. I mean, it's like $3,000.
Absolutely, I think.
Yeah.
Right, and I think that's going to be a huge hit. Number one, I think it's the affordability is attractive, and you don't have to worry about a battery being a solar powered quartz. So
yeah,
I think a lot to like about that.
But you got a pretty big wrist. You don't think that's going to be too small for you?
Probably. That might be one that Mrs. Chaz might get, but I suspect they make some tanks in bigger sizes. Maybe they'll do that at some point in time.
Yeah. So, question: Breitling quartz or Grand Seiko quartz? You had to show either way. Only choose one. I don't know. I mean, yeah, Grand Seiko, I would say, right? Because the
Very
Breitling doesn't
different.
have too many. Yeah, Breitling doesn't have too many courts. They have the that chronograph, the endurance, and then the aerospace. I think they might have like an analog one too. I forget which one. I don't know if they still make it, but yeah, it's not that popular. Um, you have a lot more choice with the Grand Seiko quartz too. Like you can get a dressy, you can get a diver, you can get a everyday. So I think that's the way to go. Um, whereas Breitling is, it's very sporty. That's it.
I tell you, who makes a good deal on a high accuracy quartz is Longines. They have a really
Yep.
good high accuracy quartz movement, and it's very affordable and very well made. If somebody likes that
That's the
style,
VHP, right? I think they're the
yeah,
VHP line.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Only thing I don't like
Cool
about
looking
Longines
watch.
is they have the long lugs on them, on those.
Yeah,
They're
and
okay.
they are. They're big. They're kind of big watches, and they are long lugs.
Have you seen the Longines? Um, I think it's a VHP, but their GMT. How you set the time on that?
No.
It's pretty cool. So in the 12 o'clock marker, there's a little light sensor. So you download the Longines app and you tell what time it is and what your second time zone is going to be, and you put the little flashlight on your phone over the watch, and it flashes at the watch and programs it that way. There's no
Wow.
Bluetooth or anything. It's pretty interesting. I don't know of anybody else who does that. Like, kind of
No.
cool.
Sounds very
Yeah,
interesting.
just makes it easy to set. You don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Um. All right. I don't know. I ran out of stuff to talk about. I don't know what to say for another 13 minutes, so I'm gonna wrap it
BJ's
up.
asking about the Endurance Pro. I think it's a very cool watch. I know I've not owned it, but a couple of my friends have, and
Have you handled
I
one?
like. No, I've not handled one in person. No. Have
So
you?
yeah, I have multiple times. When it first was announced, I was like, "What is this thing? It's a plastic quartz shitter." Like what the heck is like? Why? I think and it's like $3,000, right? So I was like, this is it's gonna feel cheap. It's probably not gonna be that great. I went to the store and they had a couple colors. I was like, oh, let me check it out. It's new. Even though I'm not really a chronograph person, I picked it up. It wasn't too light. So that was a thumbs up first because I was like, oh, it's going to be plastic. It's going to just feel like a toy. The pushers, very positive. Nice click, nice sound, nice tactile feel, which is great. And even just the material, like how because they say it's like a carbon fiber, like, but you don't really see a weave. You see a little bit of texture, but it didn't feel like a cheap plastic. Even just touching it and manipulating it. So I approve. I think it's a good one, and they're kind of like advertising it towards like the adventure sports market, like like surfers and things like that. So I think it's the right market. Yeah, I like it. If you like that style, and you like chronographs, and you want something who's high accuracy, not too heavy, not too light, not crazy expensive, yeah, that's a winner for me.
And they have some cool colors too. I mean, I
Yeah,
think
you could
you know.
use white, yellow, red, blue, black. I don't think they have an
Orange.
orange though. They do have an
I think
orange.
so.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
mean, you got everything.
Yeah. Yeah. How many guys in the stream?
Oh,
We got 20 guys in here. How many of you guys have quartz? You wear quartz watches regularly? Are we? How many of you guys have that?
Endurance Pro or Casio? Ooh, that's rough. Yeah, I'll take Endurance Pro all day.
Well, several G-Shocks. I'm not surprised Rick doesn't have quartz. he's got the other ones. He's got the other ones covered. Looks like several people have them.
I don't know. I don't even know who this is. I hope this is Paul.
Yeah,
Is this Paul?
I sent him a link. I sent him a link.
He's driving. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna. The connection's too shitty. Sorry, Paul. Got to put you.
We couldn't see or hear you, Paul.
Yeah. So Keith has his GMT, right? I wear quartz, although I wish it wasn't a quartz. Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, I know Keith has said his next watch he wants to be an automatic. I don't know. Like, I feel like he doesn't really love his watch. I don't know. Which is worse?
I can see how
Bremont or Hublot. Go ahead.
I can see how Keith wants to get a mechanical movement for his next.
I love the one that he has. Like, I tried that on like at least 5 times. I almost bought it. Yeah, I don't know. I would say Bremont is worse. Hublot at least has some cool stuff. I went to the Bremont boutique in Manhattan, and it was like, I need a pillow. I was just bored. There was just nothing that wowed me. They're not terrible watches. You know, they're okay. The build quality is fine. It was just like nothing inspiring. I can't name a single watch that they make. Like, do you know a single Bremont like model?
No, there's nothing about Bremont that's ever appealed to me. I'm not knocking the watches. It's just never been anything that aesthetically appealed to me. Hublot makes a few models I like. That's a very different price range, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of hard to compare. A lot of the Hublot is just kind of crazy for me. It's just so expensive.
Yeah.
But I like the Freak. Several models of the Freak look good to me. They're just pricey, pricey watches.
Yeah. All right. I think we should wrap it up because I've been running out of ideas. Thank you for joining me.
Sorry we're low energy, but Dan did a great job. Sorry I didn't help much, but glad to appreciate you.
I mean, it was last second. I didn't prep at all either, so.
we're just here trying to. Hey, how can you fill the shoes of Bobby Legs?
I don't know how he does it every week. I really don't, because it's like I ran out of stuff to say 15 minutes in. Like, I just been bullshitting the whole way. I've been bullshitting the whole way.
Well, I appreciate you giving it the try, Dan. I think you did a great job, and I look forward to your channel growing and blossoming. If you guys haven't subbed to Dan, he's not going to ask you, but I will. Give him a sub and share his channel. He's a great guy. Knows a lot about watches. So I want to see his channel do well.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with this thing. I don't know how far I'm going to take this, but I enjoyed talking to you guys, so that's why I did it.
Well, we appreciate it, and we appreciate these guys jumping in with us tonight. You guys are champs.
Well, spread the word. I think Bobby's not going to stream next week either, so maybe I'll fill in.
Yeah, we'll get Dan back next week until Rob comes back, but you guys spread the word. We'll fill this place up again next week.
All right. Good night, guys.
Good night, fellas. Thanks.